My name is Damian Reed, co-founder of La Buena Tierra, a coffee producing company in Panama. We hear a lot about a sincere desire to help the little farmer, looking for ways to help him market his coffee at a fair price. Well, let me tell you first, that is not as easy as it sounds. The larger and wealthier producers are all doing just fine, meeting the needs of coffee fiends everywhere. The question is, why would anyone want to help a small farmer? Well, I'm going to attempt to answer that question in these videos. You will see that our story is truly a fascinating tale. I first arrived in Panama almost 31 years ago. It was different then. The world had Panama in a stranglehold with sanctions aimed at weakening the then administration in power under General Manuel Noriega. And this, as we know, culminated with the American invasion of Panama. In my travels throughout the country, I was quietly discouraged with the terrible coffee that was sold in the stores. After 5 years, I found myself in the coffee regions of Barreta Coclé. I had my first hand at coffee harvesting. What an adventure! It was harvest time. Buyers for the beans came up to purchase the labors of these humble people, which eventually found its way to the main coffee company.
I was appalled by the absolute poverty in this community, to see how they were greedily exploited by the ones with money and power. These people worked their farms to sell their Arabica beans for approximately 50 cents a pound. They would work as harvesters on the larger farms too, for about $1 a bucket. But it takes 19 buckets to make 100 pounds of washed and processed coffee. Worse yet, many times they would not be paid in cash, but in food and boots. Ever since then, in 1994, I thought about how to help these people. My chance came in 2008. I spearheaded a project which seems simple for those who don't know anything about coffee like I didn't. With regards to helping these people, I just thought, well, why wouldn't anyone want to do this? I was about to find out why. The plan was simple. Buy coffee and sell it. Well, things didn't get any better for them in the past 24 years. In fact, they got a lot worse. I would like to play an interview with Visitacion Jimenez, taken in the year 2008. He became my friend and the inspiration for this project.
Visitacion Jimenez is the eldest of the farmers in the area of Barreta at 70 years old. He lives in the area of Zapato. Well then, how is the production of coffee going now?
The production is going down now because the farms are depleting.
Oh, and why are they failing so badly?
Because the soil is tired. Yes, when the shade is gone, then the plant begins to die.
So why couldn't you maintain them?
Yes, they can't be maintained either, for lack of money.
Okay. Then, for how much did you sell your coffee? Last year, for how much?
Last year we sold at $2.50, no more.
A bucket. Well then, that means to say it comes out at $50 per 100 pounds?
Per 100 pounds, yes.
$50 per 100 pounds. What kind of coffee do you have?
Right now I have this coffee, Caturra, and this Criollo.
Criollo, that is Típica.
Yes.
What is the best price you ever got for your coffee in all the years?
In all the years, there was a time the coffee was at 80 per 100 pounds.
Unfortunately, Visita passed away around 5 years ago. 75 years old is about as old as one can get, living in the conditions they are forced to live under. They cook with damp firewood, which wreaks havoc on the lungs from the black smoke. Green bean buyers the world over are familiar with the fame that Panama has niched out for itself on the world market. If you are a green bean buyer, you can probably mention a number of the main farms by name, and maybe their owners too. We are not in that coffee region. In fact, we are the only ones who produce specialty grade coffee outside of Chiriquí province. Our project is here in the highlands of the province of Coclé. This was a new generation. Their farms grew old along with their parents. We had to change the old plants to producing ones. We had to get an adequate piece of property and install a fully functioning coffee mill, complete with beneficio, solar tables, and dryers. But how can we do that in the middle of nowhere? There was no bridge. For 4 years, we had to cross that river, and more than a few times with the water up to the windshield. The roads were horrible. We maintained roads, and we formed a co-op.
Ya está en cámara. Saludos.
The first thing we had to do was prepare the land. We got up the tractor guy. He was wonderful, and the villagers loved it. When we began this project, there was no electricity for kilometers. The roads were absolutely deplorable. So there was no way to bring up sand and gravel from trucks or cement blocks, cinder blocks. We couldn't do it. Everything had to be done on site.
Lo máximo. Okay.
Once again, I had to ask myself, why would anyone want to do this? Imagine shoveling out of the river over 250 yards of sand and gravel, and then putting it on the back of a pickup truck and carry it up about 15 minutes on absolutely horrible road. And to do this almost 400 times. The main building is 325 square meters of concrete, reinforced with iron, 4 inches thick. You will notice that there's no cement mixer or skill saw, etc. Most of the lumber was cut by machetes and chainsaws. The lumber came from trees we fell in the area. We had to make over 1,000 blocks like this, one by one. It took over a year, but we did it.
Y así se hace.
Once all the walls were up and the roof was on, then it was just a matter of getting the equipment and hooking it all up to the generator. Now that all the infrastructure was set up, well, it was time to get to work. Look after farms, get them going, and start milling coffee and selling it. Now I'm thinking, well, who wouldn't want to do this?
Baldomero is a coffee producer from Zapato, Barreta. Baldomero, for how many years have you been producing coffee?
From 60 something since I was little. I've been working coffee since I was 15 years old.
Oh, I congratulate you. What kinds of coffees do you produce?
First, the Arabica, Criollo.
Criollo. Do you produce any other kinds of Arabicas?
Caturra.
Caturra. And Geisha too?
Right now, no.
No, okay.
I have seeds though.
Yes?
Yes.
Perhaps in the future. Okay. For you, what is the biggest challenge?
The biggest challenge in the coffee production?
Yes, of anything in the industry.
Knowing another, since we have been working the coffee traditionally, like the people worked it in ancient times. That is how we collect it together and they took it. And now at least the technician of the cooperative brings another idea. By that we can come in.
Okay, and what would you like to see? Like a dream or a goal with your coffee? What would you like to see?
I would like that in 4 years to be able to have a quantity of good quality coffee at a good price.
May I ask you how much you earned last year?
You are asking me?
Yes. Yes, if you would like to divulge that information. If not, no.
Because last year $500.
$500?
Yes, that was with the other.
Okay, that was your yearly income.
Yes, yearly income.
Imagine.
That was earned between us and the farm.
And how many hectares do you have for producing coffee?
Well, I have at least 2 hectares, but not producing fully.
Well, they'll have to be rebuilt now, for sure. And how do you see the goal that we are reaching here?
Well, here for the fact that we are just starting, I see it as pretty good. We have to keep going.
That's right. I understand that last year you managed to score 86 points in the cup.
Ah, yes.
How did you do it?
How did I do it? Well, the sample that I took was like I brought today. The same as when I brought it that day is like today.
Excellent. So the process is the same?
The same.
Very good. Thank you very much.